Hello everybody, I am Danconia and welcome back to Part-Time to All-Time, and in this video you're going to see the Champions League knockout round second leg against Bayer Leverkusen and then Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga. So, we have had a hard poke-out draw for the semi-final. We're going to play Karlsruhe. I feel like I should say Karlsruhe, and it's not, it's Karlsruhe. So, are they in the Bundesliga? No, they're in the Bundesliga 2. So they're a team from the league below. I can't remember who else is left in the Pokal. So we've got Darmstadt and Hertha. So, yeah, should be interesting. But before we get anywhere near that, we've got the injury crisis of Torre and Sierra being injured. I'm not too worried about Sierra, but Torre I am. And a Leverkusen match. So, who am I bringing in here to counteract this injury problem we have? I think Luis Diaz for Torre for sure, and then Bier for Sierra makes sense. Leaving Musiala up front, and all of these guys can be named on the bench because, you know, it's Champions League. I can name loads of substitutes. Lovely. Right. Anyone needing a rest? Upamecano did not have a very good game against Bayern Leverkusen in the first leg, so I think we'll bring back in Capier. And I don't know. I think everyone else is good. I mean, Ocampo's been just playing really well in that role. João Neves could use a rest. Maybe bring in Pavlovic for Neves. And as I keep looking for Pavlovic, but I have no intention of selling one of my best players. And then I think we can go. I'd love to play Matthew Sal, but I think that's more of a substitute move than it is anything else. Maybe Kimmich for Banjakwi? Does that make sense? Yeah, why not? I trust Kimmich to get the job done. Where has Banjakwi just disappeared to on my list? There. Yeah. Just need to manage some game time during these next few games. And considering we have a 2-1 lead, I think this team is very much capable of going out there, getting a win and going, you know, putting us through to the round of 16 in pretty sensible fashion. I don't know who we will face in that round of 16 because I'll be honest, past this group of fixtures, Hoffenheim, and then there's 2 fixtures in the next video against, I need to not play this because it's copyright. There's Dortmund and Frankfurt in the next video. After those fixtures, we aren't playing top teams in the league for a while, I don't think. So you're probably going to see a lot of Champions League action, providing we make it past teams in this competition. The first of which being this game. Seeing out our 2-1 victory and getting the win here. We are at home, obviously. We want to make sure home advantage counts, although home advantage hasn't counted a lot for us this season. And then whoever we face, if we get past this in the round of 16, I keep thinking it's quarterfinal because we're not in the top 8. But I'm interested to see how we do here. I mean, if they're pushing players forward, there should be opportunities for us to punish them. They have to go out and they have to win this. That's way too much room on the right-hand side, though. That's a good save from Simon. It says A. Sanchez. That's not a... Is that an Alexis Sanchez regen? Sanchez is a Z on this, but like... I'm tempted to go attacking here. I'm tempted to take the game to Leverkusen. If they're taking the game to us. Just make it a barnstormer of an attacking football game, you know? Elise's taking a knock. That might be a withdrawal at half-time. Kimmich with a corner. Swings it in. Finds Elise on the edge of the area. Diaz, Hincapié. Davies beats his man. Davies all the way himself. Straight into the arms of Hein. I think Davies could have done better there. Low and hard. Instead of just shooting it at Karl Hein's chest. Not the most optimal of places. as Leverkusen launch an attack here. Poku on the left-hand side. This time I swear he was right-hand side in the last game. Kimmich giving away a silly foul there. Gives the opportunity for Tillman to shoot this, I think, and he probably will. He does. Seaman had it covered. Thank goodness. Again, it's that weird thing. Exactly the same thing happened in the first leg where we just didn't look very good. We didn't look very good at all. But somehow we ground out a win. I do need to draw a release here, really. I don't know how to stick or twist here, really. Kratonmansha. Or put Diaz out there and put Rafinha. I don't know. Oh, we're going to be really weak on those sides, though. Not ideal, is it? Not ideal. It's when I really need Elise, Davies to step up and do some of his attacking wingback shenanigans. As Leverkusen kick us off for the second half. If it doesn't go our way for this early part of the second half, I think Banjakui comes on at right back. And then maybe a Campo for someone else in the defensive midfield. He is looking a little tired himself. Bagoria. Once again having a decent game by the looks of it. 6.6, not too bad. Diaz, Pavlovic, a Campo. Campo loses the ball out to Sanchez though. Poku. Given away again, a Campo, Rafinha. Bayern finds Kimmich on the right hand side. Good run from Kimmich into the box. Musiala can't quite get there, but the flag's gone up. That was a good move. I think now Campo does come off for João Neves. And then Luis Diaz for Kratonmansha. But put Musiala out on the right and put Kratonmansha up front. I think that's a wiser move. Juventus beating Karabag, Barcelona beating Lille, Arsenal beating Porto. Games going the way you'd expect them to elsewhere. Alphonso Davies with a corner. Swings it in, headed away. Kimmich to Rafinha. Rafinha shoots. Oh, that was very close. Just over the top of the bar. I think lower the tempo. And pass shorter. Kimmich, that is a very close free kick. Right on the edge of the area. Kimmich is probably going to shoot this one. Does. It's come off the wall. Gives it back to Kratonmansha, who goes all the way back to Alphonso Davies for some reason. And Carpier. It's a poor ball, but Rafinha wins it back. Neves. Neves beats his man. Good play, Neves. That's fantastic from João Neves. That is an absolutely excellent goal from João Neves, and we have our lead against Bayer Leverkusen, making it 3-1 on aggregate. And you would hope now that we'd be able to see this out. I mean, this is a funny replay. This is one of the funniest replays I've ever seen. Oh my god. At least we get to see Neves at work here. He just beats his man, runs into the area. He's left them all for dead, and it's a lovely, neat finish. That's actually a great angle to see that from for Neves. Okay. Brilliant work from João Neves. That is actually some of the best play I've seen from him in a Bayern Munich shirt. Great stuff. We have turned this around in the second half and started to dominate the game, which is very, very good. And now, hopefully, we can just see this out. I can start ringing the changes. Kimmich for Banjakui, Davies for Imaz, who is slightly injured, but it's okay. And Musiala, I don't really have an option on the bench now, do I? Botella is a young prospect, so I could switch to not that, this, and bring off him for Botella. No, I can't make another substitution. Well, swap them around. Can I forget the Banjakui substitution? I know we're missing stuff. Keep Kimmich on. Oh. Right. Cancel that. Because the game is messing my head up here. Right. Swap them round. Goodness me. Tele comes on for Musiala. And Imaz comes on. And that's it for subs. Right? Goodness me. Really confused me there, game. Bayern gives it to Hincapié. Hincapié looks for Imaz. Imaz running down the line, gives it to Rafinha. Rafinha looks for Neves. Imaz. Back to Neves. Imaz again. Rafinha. Asking questions, Patella. Oh, it's blocked. And Pavlovic can't quite get there, but Kimmich does. It comes back down the right-hand side. Kimmich looking for the option. Into the area. Kimmich goes himself, and Hein will collect that one. But this should be it. 3-1 on aggregate with a minute and a half to go in this match of added time. It's been a decent performance, if not absolutely stellar. You have to obviously take into account we are missing some attacking options. Especially Torre, I think, is a big miss. Sierra I'm not too worried about, but Torre is a big miss. Imaz into Patella. Patella can't quite find Imaz again, it's cleared. Kimmich collects the ball, can't quite find anyone. Leverkusen come away again. Looking at Marcus Leonardo. Doing all sorts of stuff here, Leonardo. Shoots himself, and it's good save by Simon. But even if Leverkusen did get a goal, there wouldn't be enough time. That's it. We are through to the next round of the Champions League, the round of 16. I don't know who we will face. It'll be one of the teams in the top 8. I don't know who it will be, but it's going to be a big match either way. We are through. And we now wait to see who our opponents are going to be. But I'll probably know by the time we play Hoffenheim, which is the next game I'm going to show you. So I'll see you in that one. Right then, it's time to take on Hoffenheim in the league. We have been drawn against Atletico Madrid in the round of 16 in the Champions League. So the next video is going to look a little different because we're going to play Leipzig, then we're going to play Atletico Madrid. And then in the video after that, we're going to play Frankfurt and Madrid again. Difficult 4 fixtures coming up after this game against Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim are mid-table. I have been rotating. We came off of a 3-0 win against Mönchengladbach. So I would like to rotate. Banjakui needs to not play, quite simply. These guys are starting to come back from injury. I think they will be fit. Yeah, they should be fit for the next game-ish. I think Hincapié comes... if I drop Alphonso Davies, I always worry. That's the problem. Farnhorst did very well in the last match. Pavlovic can come in for Neves. There's not much I could do with the front line at the moment. We're a little bit short on numbers. I'm wondering whether to put Diaz out there and bring in Rafinha for a start. Might do Rafinha good. Aside from that, I'm not bringing Torre and Elise back into the fold yet. We're not going to see Sierra back for that round of 16. Those round of 16 clashes in the Champions League either. Which, not too worried about. I just want Elise and Torre back for those, really. Right, let's get into this then. I think we have finally found our replacement for Upamecano, which is nice though, looking at Bayern. I didn't think that Bayern was going to be quite good enough. I thought he was going to be a squad player, but it seems like he is better than I expected. I expected Matthew Sal, to be honest, to be that replacement for Upamecano, but I'm glad that we've got a rich of depth in terms of young talent in their very early 20s that we can call upon. Alphonso Davies with the corner then. Swings it in. Berger heads it away. Diaz. Alphonso Davies back to Diaz. Great play. Diaz shoots. Oh. It's a save onto the post and we were almost 1-0 ahead in 5 minutes. Almost. But that is a very good start. The league, as you can see from the table, we do have a nice lead at the top of the Bundesliga. And you would hope with the quality we have that we can see this out and win the Bundesliga. Bringing that trophy back to Munich after it was lost last season, and it caused us to get this job in the first place. Kimmich playing right back. Diaz loses out quite easily there. That's pretty poor from Luis Diaz. And that created an opportunity, and Simon has managed to hold on to that one. That was a wake-up call. Hoffenheim, although they are a team in mid-table, they can punish us if they want to. We need to have our wits about us. Kimmich then. Crosses in. Finds a good position for Alphonso Davies, but he can't quite head it back across. It's been, I guess, loose when it's come to chances for both teams. They haven't looked very sharp up front. Which, you know, it happens. Kimmich. Pavlovic. Back to Kimmich. Diaz into Bayern. Blocked and will go out for a corner. I mean, the good thing is we are getting chances. That's a plus sign. I have had a very sneaky look at Shoha, who's still at Birmingham. He's worth about 80 to 100 million. And apparently, if I brought him into this club, he'd be our third best attacker behind Elise and Musiala. Attacking midfielder, I should say. It's very tempting. If we lose one of those players in the summer, I'm very tempted. I don't know what budget we're going to get, considering the amount of debt we're in. BS through here, BS shoots, BS scores. Was he onside? It was one of those chances I've been looking for our forwards to finally convert the clear-cut chances when they get sent through like that. But it's been disallowed because he was offside, apparently. They just can't have it, can they? He's not offside here. He is there. Okay. I hate that it pauses there. That's not where the ball was played, or when the ball was played. 0-0 at half-time. But yeah, I've been very tempted to... I've got my scouts fully scouting Shoha to give me a full detailed explanation of how he'd fit into this team if I was to buy him, so... I think he's the only player from Birmingham that I would look to perhaps bring to Madrid. It already says that he's an A-, I think, in terms of the rating from his early scout reports, and would be incredibly good for the future. And he's still only 22, so he's someone I could look at. There's also another English talent that I wanted to look at as well. Can't remember exactly what team he was at. Oh, was it Doak? I think it was Doak at Bournemouth. Might have been Doak. Diaz to Bayern then. Wallenhorst. Davies with a good run. Can't find anyone with that pass though. That's very loose. We don't look convincing here. We really don't. I know I've made some changes, but still. I would hope for a better display than this. I have to bring Alphonso Davies off. I can't go risking him too much. Bauernhorst can also come off for Neves, who has been getting himself on the score sheet quite a lot recently. Bayern not having a good game. Katamasha can come on for him. Again, Musiala in recent games has been pretty absent as well. It's why I say I would prefer, if I had to make the choice, I'd prefer to lose Musiala over Elise, because Elise has more contribution consistently than Musiala does. Kimmich shoots! Not as close as you would hope. I mean, 0-0's not the end of the world, but it's not great either. It just demonstrates that we can't put the ball in the back of the net. We're not clinical enough. Which seems ridiculous to say when we've got such a wealth of attacking talent. For Fofana, the Hoffenheim goalkeeper then. Sends it long. Headed over the top and maybe a chance here for Hoffenheim, which goes just wide. Again, not the most convincing. I mean, we've been the better team. The stats show that. We just don't have a goal to show for it, which is really, really sad. We're still unbeaten. We're now unbeaten in 14 matches, but yeah, could be better. But I would rather that slip-up happens now in a place where we can afford it in the league, i.e., than it happening in, for example, the Champions League. But that is going to be it for this video. In the next video, you're going to see RB Leipzig and Atletico Madrid. And that is going to be some spicy matchups. RB Leipzig currently third in the Bundesliga. Madrid, obviously, in the round of 16 of the Champions League. They are third in La Liga, as you would expect. Although, as you wouldn't expect, they're ahead of Barcelona behind Villarreal. So, you know, clearly La Liga's hoffing some stuff currently, although Barcelona do have some games in hand. Clearly Barcelona not doing quite as well as they would hope at the moment in this world. Keep an eye on that one for the future. If you've liked this one, give it a like, subscribe if you are new, hit that bell notification icon to stay up to date with this series part-time to all-time, as well as the series at the weekends. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.